Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Hydragons Breath Bow Wow, welcoming you back to another Archon's Adventures, the Kings of Undermountain. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Session 3. I will let our lovely recapper give you the recap of what happened last session before we jump right into it.
Thank you. I shall start the recap then. Last time on Kings of the Undermountain, we started taking care of some wild beasts, vine snakes and sturges and the like. It was all in service to our new giant purple friend, Dan. After that, we went to the Greasy Spoon and Green Foam to meet, and met, I should say, Cookie and Skip Clay, the owners of the Greasy Spoon. We then proceeded to help them as we ran into some grease methods and a grease ball, which was caught in a grease trap out back. Mallow then helped clear the grease ball out of the trap, but not without great cost to his own personal hygiene, which leaves us where we are now.
And so, with our paladin ritually baptized in the pure fluid of American cuisine, we come back into the scene at the rear of the Greasy Spoon. I believe, Mallow, you at first wished to cleanse yourself by walking into the ocean directly?
Yes, but he is going to walk in a specific direction so nobody can see him.
Would you, you know what, considering that you don't have armor on, would you like to roll me stealth?
Sure.
I will not give you disadvantage, because there's not a lot of people around, but it's also bright daylight in the middle of the day. Or, well, in the early afternoon.
16 or 13.
16 or 13? I'll leave the 16 to stand. That is perfectly fine. Was that the first thing that you rolled?
Yep.
Hey, it already gave you a heavy armor disadvantage. Because you're not wearing your armor, because you took it off in order to degrease the grease trap, you are able to effectively sneak your way down to the coastline. Again, Green Foam is essentially just the warehouse, a couple sets of docks, some ships that have been moored off the coast, and then the Greasy Spoon. So there's not many people around to see you. You're able to clean yourself up relatively well. You are still going to smell at least a little bit, just because that's how grease and food detritus from a grease trap sticks to somebody for an extended period of time. However, for the 20 to 30 minutes that it's probably going to take Mallow to clean himself up, what is the rest of our party doing?
Well, now that we've gotten that taken care of, maybe we should see if we can snag a meal from our quest givers.
And have a moment to catch up with us after he cleans himself off. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but at least I am ravished.
Yes, it's probably not a great idea to go through more of our rations.
Come on, let's go and eat.
Later. Ugh.
Alrighty. And so the group of you head back inside. The interior is just as you left it. Very few people are, again, here at this hour. It's kind of past breakfast, but not quite lunchtime for any of the workers or any of the people living on the coast. Cookie, still cleaning out, looks over at you guys and asks, "So, is it done? Did you finish up?"
Yes, ma'am.
This is Cookie? Sorry. I know. My disease has jumped to you.
This is... It just didn't sound like... Alright. Yes, sir.
Well, that's just wonderful. If you all are looking for... we left your package out the door, and if you're looking to sit down, you're absolutely welcome to.
Sure. I guess we can take a look at the menu.
Perfect. Skip! And Skip pokes her head into the kitchen door and says, "Gotcha, honey. Come on and seat yourselves down. We'll find you some menus." They're already there when you get there. Everybody seats themselves. It is a table for 6, so you guys can be arranged in whatever way you would like. Skip waits for you all to get seated and then holds up the menu and reads down it pretty much for the benefit of whoever may not know common. She reads down, "That's fried bread and cheese. That is essentially toast, for those of you unfamiliar with Waterdavian-style foods. The cheese is imported, so it's going to be a little bit on the pricier side for now. I expect that to come down within the next couple of months as our supplies come in. Catch of the day for the day is going to be halibut. That is several things. It is fresh this morning, can attest. Fried or stewed. Again, that is light fried. We do not like to bake in its own skin here. Then we have pogue stew. Pogue is sitting on the fire over there, and she points to the very edge of the kitchen. where you can see a small, like, hob is set up. Not quite an oven, but also not quite a candle. And on top of it is about a 20-gallon thing of stew. She says, it has a copper per bowl and maximum of 3 bowls. It tastes pretty good, made fresh every day, but refilled pretty reliably. Fish pies, I believe we have 2 of them left from this morning's breakfast, but more will be coming out hot and ready if you're going to be sitting around for maybe another half hour to an hour. And Captain's Mess is our last option. It is good mix and blend of different things. Today's vegetable, unfortunately, is a little bit limited. We have some dried and pickled rhubarb that we brought back with us. It's a dwindling supply, but again, things are coming in infrequently to the island, so expect that menu to change. What can I put you all down for? And don't worry, I'll take whatever you pay for out of your check. And she jerks a thumb over towards the satchel by the door that apparently is your payment.
Wow, imported cheese. I've never had imported cheese. Where is it from?
Waterdeep. Most of the supplies are coming in from Waterdeep. The primary supplier is the current proprietor of the Workhorse Inn. Most of his connections that he was using for his inn, he brings in food via that way. We are looking at maybe getting a local source of goat cheese, but at the moment, most of it's being used for meat and for milk. So, too many people trying to get fed.
Oh, okay. Waterdeep, where is that?
Well, if you're not familiar, it is one of the larger metropolises that is on the western coast. Where are you from exactly, Mr.?
Thorin's the name. I'm from, around, I'm not really from anywhere anymore.
Alrighty, I meant like where did you live before you lived here? Or before you live here? And she looks at you like, there are some people who are temporary residents, so she doesn't want to insult you.
Yes, I live here.
Yes, so where did you live before you... You know what? None of my business. And you actually notice, can you give me an insight check, please?
Yes, sir.
I cannot see the roll. Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry, I'm pulling up my sheet right now.
Tell me the roll. Oh, you're rolling privately, you sneak.
Oh, shoot.
That was an option.
Privately?
Yeah, there is a way to whisper.
Ah,
I
18.
got an 18.
Double 18s. She throws a pretty pointed glance over towards the guy in the corner, the only other patron at the establishment at the moment, who has finished his beer and is apparently starting on a new one. She just takes a quick glance over at him and then between you and him again, as if making some sort of mental connection between the two of you, before she drops the subject altogether. She says, well, that's all perfectly fine then, not a problem. What can I put you down for then, Thorin?
I'll try the imported cheese thing.
That's perfectly fine. If you want, for full days, you'll be needing 2 of those.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, in game terms from your DM, for the more light foods that aren't like a meat plus other things, it's going to require 2 of them for a full meal. But for anything that is like fish or multiple bowls of stew, for example, that'll be a full day's meal. So 2 fry bread and cheese is going to be good. Okay, let's take down 2 fry bread and cheese. What can I get for you, little mister? And she looks down, or actually looks on par, in fact, with Ilric, because you are both about the same height when you're sitting in your booster seat.
Oh yeah, I'll get two of the halibut. If it's not trouble for you, can I get one of them a bit cheaper if it's uncooked?
Technically, our lowest one is fried. If you wanted it totally uncooked, I would assume for your scaly companion there. And she makes a little finger wave at Shala, who basically is curled up underneath your chair, very much like a dog from the 1800s in a painting, and essentially doesn't react until you say the word fish or halibut, and her eye like snicks open and she looks up at you. She says, well, that should be no problem. I'll take off a copper for that, and double halibut, would you like fried or stewed?
Fried, please.
No problem. Again, we do not heavy fry. It is just a light breading and standard fried fish. All right, so that is two halibut, 2 fish, 1 uncooked. Alrighty. Then, if I could, and she keeps going down the line to Salem, please. Jeez, I'm trying to do it from memory, and I can do it. Salem.
He's kind of looking at the fry bread and cheese, and he's just like, I'll have 2 of the fry bread and cheese. Could I have how much would an extra bit of cheese cost?
Considering, I'd be happy to give, would you like it melted or would you like it by itself?
He kind of, Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. I'm gonna do a roll here.
Okay. I'm just gonna put 1 with extra cheese. I am actually taking this down. I'm taking your order. I love this. I love doing in character waiting. It's my favorite.
I'm gonna say he's probably able to. So, you kind of see him just take a bit of a breath. I'll have it. Could I have it melted?
Absolutely, no problem. We'll get that panned up for you and put it on a plate. Or we could also double up on one of the sandwiches. We'll see. Either way, that should be no problem. That'll cost you just an extra copper piece, and it's very good cheese, I can assure you. The only other one I think I haven't taken it down for, and she checks over her thing one more time, and that is, Mallow's already done, so she's going to ask, would your armored friend, I believe he's out by the coast, is he getting anything? Do you know? Did he give you an order? These are short orders, so you can expect them to take a little bit of time.
Unfortunately, we did not ask him.
I could go out and ask him.
He'll be in shortly, I can only assume. We'll wait for him to order as well.
Perfectly fine. Tell him take his time, look at the menu, whatever he needs. And Judas, I assume you want same thing as usual?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. That is 2 fried fish on the way. No problem whatsoever. And she marks down the last couple of things. And
Hey, Dan.
Yes?
So, noticing that her body language was staring at me and the guy in the corner, can I, like, looking at him without looking, like how you do when you're in public, like,
yes.
Do I notice anything, like, notable about him?
Politely or surreptitiously looking at him. There's the immediate one of, he looks homeless, or at the very least, he looks kind of out of sorts. You know when you, like, walk by certain people on the street and you're like, okay, let me check my wallet, or make sure that I'm not about to get jumped. Not necessarily because you're in a bad neighborhood, but because that dude looks like he sells crack. It's less of the criminal side of that, and more of the, oh, he sleeps under a bridge. His life looks like it really sucks. I should probably be concerned about that. You don't know enough about Dwarven culture to understand whether or not that's super abnormal around here. Like, this clan of dwarves specifically would draw this kind of wastrel. But obviously nobody's challenging him, and he's allowed to sit here and even bring in outside alcohol. So, he just looks kind of unkempt. He definitely looks like he sleeps outside. Considering where you're sitting, he does also smell like he sleeps outside. That's the best you could tell. It's possible that she's just saying, oh, another drifter dwarf, but it seems to be something more than that, especially in how she was asking about where you were from, and then she looked over at him like, that's the same kind of response that I got from that one. Evasive response, so to speak.
Right. Who's going to get Mallow?
If you need, I can go. I just got our reward back. It seems that we have been paid quite nicely, at least for the bit of work we've done.
How much?
5 gold, 3 silver, 5 copper.
Not bad.
Yes.
I like that payment. Just for... Wait, was that just for messing with the grease? The grease. Yeah. That was,
Maybe sometime more, working together, maybe we can make some real money.
Yeah.
Is no one going to acknowledge the fact I just got profiled?
But do you look homeless?
It's right here, Thorin.
I mean, you do look traveled.
You know, I am curious.
Yeah, Thorin kind of looks at you like you better watch your words. Watch how you proceed carefully.
Salem kind of approaches you, Thorin, and does ask, I was curious, where are you from? You didn't really give much of an answer.
Well, I don't have a birthplace or family anymore. I was disowned, hence the clanless. in my last name or lack thereof.
Ah,
So what's the point telling someone where I'm from?
huh.
They don't acknowledge me as being from there. Why should I?
Well, I mean, you were still born there, weren't you?
Sure. We were all born on Earth.
Fair enough.
Where does the city or the town matter?
It can matter. Certainly enough.
And how's that?
I guess I don't have much of a response for that one. But it's more just that's where you're from, and where you're from can dictate a lot about oneself. It seems.
Well, clearly it doesn't dictate a damn thing about me.
Well then, well we wouldn't know because we don't know where you're from.
Thorn just kind of looks at you, exasperated, like he gives you an "I'm not continuing this conversation" look.
I would like a perception check. I would like a perception check from Thorin. My apologies, I shouldn't do that. I would like a perception check from Thorin.
Oh,
Perception check for me.
Yes, please. You are distracted by the existence of this annoying elf man in front of you and his inane questions. So there is no chance that you see what is about to happen. Anybody else got anything in the meantime before I call in Mallow?
Honestly, I was just about to leave.
Fantastic.
Then find Mallow.
Oh yeah, go right ahead. So, as Ilric, you get up, you walk out, and you pop the door, and you see outside, maybe 30, maybe 40 yards down the beach, well away from the actual dockworks. You can see your bronze-skinned man in his very shiny helmet with the sun coming down. It is very much like chiding out amongst all of the other drab clothing that he's wearing, trying to brush himself off in the sand. Mallow, what are you attempting to do to make yourself look and smell less like you just bathed in liquid fish fat?
The idea that he's kind of going for is he'd take like a little bit of sand to specifically get the grease and fat to kind of stick to something, and then kind of scraping that one off. Also, I did want to have him do one thing as a bit of a performance, since he thinks that nobody else is actually able to see him right now.
Yes, please.
Specifically, he is going to flex. Mainly because he wants to show off the guns, and it's been a while.
You are at your leisure. You don't even need to ask me to do that.
All right.
As he
Damn
Lackluster flexing. Not entirely your fault. You are like waist deep in cold ocean water and getting repeatedly smacked by waves. So not entirely your fault, but also definitely not the best day to be showing off. And Ilric, you can see this elf is trying to, or this man is trying to do something. What it is, your little lizard brain isn't quite capable of understanding. He looks like he's having some sort of seizure in the waves every couple of minutes.
Oi! Oi, big man! What do you want from the, what the fuck is this place called? God damn it!
Greasy spoon.
What do you want for the spoon?
Could you get me a thing of porridge and one of those bread things that that I saw on the menu?
Do they, he pokes his head back inside. Do they have porridge here?
The closest thing would be the Pogue stew, which has some bread materials in it.
Oh, okay, you're getting stew in the bread.
Works. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And he heads back inside.
I take it was a fruitful conversation with Mallow.
Okay, fine. He's in the Awata doing something, I guess. I don't know what he's doing. He's just kind of standing there.
Best not bother him.
Alright.
I'd rather not have to go diving to get him back here.
Alright. So, if you guys are just going to wait patiently for the remaining, 20-30 minutes before Mallow comes in and your food is ready, Skip waltzes over, very much in like a very specialized, custom way. She holds 2 large trays of food above her head on like a pizza tray. One hand is on the far edge of both trays, and then on the top of her head, you can see that there's a little flat space where she's placed a plate. And she's balancing the other halves of the serving dishes on the plate, and as she gets over to your table, all she has to do is basically do a little dip with her hips, and she can put both of the trays on the table. And she lists off, and that is 4 fried breads, 1 additional cheese, 4 fish, 1 uncooked, all fried, and a pogue stew along with 1 more fried bread. In total, that is 30 copper pieces. How would we like to pay, all together or separately?
I thought you said it would take out of the payment. Is it more than...
Well, I saw that you grabbed the satchel, so I assumed that, if you divided it up amongst yourselves, you could pay as a group, or however else you'd like to.
Oh.
We'll pay as a group.
Oh, perfect then.
Jeez.
Whoever is managing that, 30 copper pieces, please. Which is 3 silver for those of you who don't know.
Oh, Jinx,
Oh,
you pay
well, wait a minute.
for my lunch now, Judas.
Salem grabs the bag and it just opens it, grabs the 3 silver that we got, and gives them back.
That works just fine.
I know, I'm just joking.
I'll be hovering around if you need anything else, or I know you all are on contract, so if you need any leads for work, I'd really be happy to help. There's not much else to do around here except sit and talk about and wait for rumors to come in through that door, so if you guys have heard anything or if you want to hear anything, I got nothing else to do. And you watch as she, quite true to her word, literally walks over to the stool by the kitchen, puts her feet up, and has a seat, and starts pulling out what looks like a very simple, like 2-page newspaper that is labeled as the morning announcements, or the official proclamations.
I would very much like to know things.
Such as? Sorry, you're gonna have to be more specific. If you're looking for work, that I can help you with right immediately.
Well, May I speak with you more privately?
I mean, sure, if you like, we could step outside.
Yes, that would be fine.
Sure, no problem. And she pops herself up off of her stool, walks out the front door. You know she does take the paper with her, and you notice that there's a lot of like notes or little things written down on it, like a mix of to-do list and a menu list that she's been using to keep track of orders. She props herself up against the door, and you watch as she pulls out a very short, stocky pipe and lights it up, and says, "So, what did you want to talk about?"
Well, do you know anything of the? Do you know anything of the Imaskari people? Now, the rebellion is still ongoing. What has become of them?
She looks at you with completely blank, empty eyes. I have not a single clue what you are talking about, sir. I have never heard that name.
He looks off at a distance and just nods and...
Very well. That's all.
That's all you needed to take me out here about? I mean, I can look around, but I've literally never heard about that. What'd you say? Iskari?
No, don't worry about it. It's just, if you haven't heard anything, then I'm sure it's not.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay. I guess you don't need anything else, do you?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. And after that extremely awkward 5-second break outside, she lets Thorin walk on in while the rest of you enjoy your food. Going down the list in terms of how interesting this is, Judas, this is your everyday fare. It is well-cooked fried fish. It's crispy. It's crunchy. It's as fresh as it gets. You probably couldn't get better unless you were hunting it yourself. As far as we are concerned for our other lovely fish eaters, the pogue stew is probably the biggest disappointment here. It's a mix of, like, oats, burnt cheese crisps, and little bits of fish that you're pretty sure are either whole bait fish, like somebody just chopped the head off a minnow and threw it into the pot, or some sort of like bits and pieces of the halibut that wasn't getting used for cooking, like cheek meat and things of that nature. So while it's flavorful, the texture is just kind of off. You've got little pieces of crunch and then little pieces of squish. On the other hand, for everyone having the fry bread, which if I remember right is most of you, but especially for Salem, the fry bread is delicious. As opposed to most fry bread, which is usually cooked in butter or in some sort of grease or fat, this is cooked in pure grease. So it is essentially dunked and then flat top fried, which means that not only is it a lot hotter and it retains heat for a lot longer, in combination with the cheese, there's almost no barrier between where the cheese ends and the fried, warm, oily bread begins. It really reminds you in a way of like a top tier grilled cheese, just open faced. In terms of the cheese, it is not a melting cheese, so it is spitting up a lot of grease and a lot of hot oil, but it is definitely very flavorful, very robust. It's not all that salty, which is abnormal for Waterdavian cheeses. It is definitely designed to be like a hard cheese. You can imagine this being used for sandwiches. In terms of a real-world equivalent, I would say that it's either a young cheddar or like a very robust Munster cheese, almost like a smoked Munster cheese. I think that's all. Yeah, nobody got fish pie and nobody got Captain's Mess. So,
Is it good?
For Salem?
That bread sounds close down.
Sorry.
I mean, it sounds good, but
Are you talking to me? Why are you talking out of character? Sorry, what?
yeah, I'm asking you. Like, does it taste good?
Does the fry bread taste good? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, from my description, yes. Up to you. Does your character think that that tastes good, what I just described?
Oh my god, this is incredible. I've never had anything like this.
Yeah, for Salem, this is something that people. He will have a very hard time kind of trying to hide this, but he is genuinely really enjoying this. And you may get the sense that he kind of feels like he probably shouldn't enjoy it. Weirdly enough, you can see he's being a little. What would be the correct word?
Cagey.
Thank you. Cagey about
like
it.
you almost seem like what a cat does when they're resource guarding food.
Yeah, but you can tell he's trying to be like, I'm not supposed to like this much. This is, this is just commoner food, right?
Mom. Waves over to
Skip
again.
Yes, darling. What can I help you with?
This is incredible. This is some of the best food I've ever had.
I'm very glad to hear it. You all genuinely earned it. It's such a peace of mind to know that we can run this place and not risk having it burn down around our ears. In addition to that, I would say that, just being on contract here, it really helps out us brick and mortar folk, because, in 20, 30 years, we're still going to have to worry about whatever you guys don't happen to grab. So it's nice to know that, they're starting you out right, starting you out on the surface, helping out everybody here, and they're not just throwing you all into the abyss right immediately, because, nobody wants to be down in those dark tunnels for months on end and not have somewhere nice to come back to. And between you and me, the workhorse doesn't have very good food.
Tell me about this.
Neither do the billets. You would not believe what they are feeding those miners day in, day out. I couldn't stomach it. I wouldn't live 2 weeks on what they're eating.
Neither could I.
Well, what are they eating?
I swear on my little heart, they are feeding those poor, big, strapping menfolk bowls of watery porridge. They are feeding them oats and random dried fish. It is foul stuff. And I tell you, the only place what has any decent meat is the workhorse, and that outprices us by a good deal. They buy straight from the mountain, and there's only a few dozen rams and herds actually out there right now, so what do they get? Maybe a month, 2 or 3 goats? So their best food, the only way to get a large amount of that good meat in you that isn't fish, you gotta wait essentially another month once the first 5 or 6 portions sell out.
Damn.
The portions we are given are garbage.
Yeah, it's not even warm.
This in comparison. This is like the Mona Lisa, and I've only ever seen, paints on the sidewalk.
I would like you to roll me a deception check, please. I need you to not sound like a fucking... I love that the dice vindicate where my brain is going every single time. Thank you, dice. Thank you for fucking Piper so hard that you make my job easier.
All right.
So, yeah, she nods and accepts the compliment and smiles at you, but again, you just catch this tiniest little slip of her eye as she looks over at the other dwarf and smiles even wider, and you get the tiniest feeling of, like, pity in her eyes. And she says, well, I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed. Please let me know if you need anything else. We do serve drinks, but our menu's a little bit limited, and tell you what, you can come back anytime, and I'd be happy to hook you up with the same thing any day of the week. And if any of you are still looking for work, I have a couple more places if you'd like, contractual like work.
Welcome back in.
Yeah, I assumed you were already here to receive your food.
Oh,
my apologies.
I was first. It's all right.
I should have announced you.
It's all right. At first, I'm just gonna have him put on back his armor and everything, just to make sure somebody doesn't steal it.
Okay. Make sure you're speaking up. It's out the back, so nobody's stealing it. I assume one of your friends would have taken it. But yeah, you're able to come back in. There's food waiting for you. The pogue stew, again, is probably the worst thing on the table, but even that is not super bad. It's better than gruel. But the fry bread, as mentioned, is very, very good.
He'd say, thank you, Skip. I very much appreciate this, and it is a lot better than what they had been feeding us in other places.
Well, my absolute pleasure. I know that, nourishment's hard to come by, and we're glad that you chose us, or rather that you continue choosing us. Again, just let me know. Call on me if you need anything, but in the meantime, your tab's settled up, so if you need to hit the dusty trail, you feel free to just let us know. Give us a wave, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right. And she moves back over to her stool and sits down.
So Thorn at this point is kind of pissed off. And by kind, I mean very.
Mm-hmm.
Like, visibly so.
Yeah, I wonder why.
So what ails you, Thorin?
Clearly, she thinks of me as a bottom feeder. She sees me as well, I say that, but I don't want to assume. In fact, let me verify any presumptions I may have.
And Thorin walks over to this vagabond at the other table. I assume he's at a table, right?
Yep, he's only a couple tables away from you guys.
And he says,
hello, brother. I noticed you sitting all alone. Who are you? What's your story?
He, again, very much like he did with Mallow, looks a little bit under the eyebrows at you of like, yes, somebody else encroaching on my private bubble. But he is not impolite enough to not say anything. He says, name's Arik. Arik clanless, if that matters to you, but from what I could see, it shouldn't matter to you. And that term brother, you use it quite loosely, but ironically, it's close enough in this case. If you don't mind me asking, where are you from? He says it with a slight ironic lilt. He's clearly been listening to this conversation.
Well, at least now I know the thread that connects us.
Yeah, she knows what I am. Everyone does. It's why I'm out here.
Yes, I understand your predicament.
Well... He shrugs in a what can you do motion.
If you don't mind me asking, what was it that lost you your title?
You mean what was it that finally got me kicked out of my clan? That's a long list, my friend, and you don't seem like you have a lot of time. Unless your friends are going to leave you behind.
Oof. Well,
How
I
old-
apologize if I came off as intruding. For me it was the practice of forbidden magic and ritual arts, and
he kind of pulls back his sleeve to reveal some scars on his wrist and some tattoo markings.
You see Arik make a bit of a face of, like, sympathetic disgust of, like, yeah, I could see why that would get you kicked out. But he doesn't say that. He says, should probably get that looked at. You know, some people do good touch-up jobs. I know a sailor or two who might be able to help you out, but, mine's a little bit more complicated. I could see how that could get you prompt quick swatted out of some places. I ended up on the wrong side of a lot of laws a lot more often than I spent time on the right side of them, and well, I appreciate your recognition of how you came off. The reason I'm talking to you so much, apart from our brotherhood, and he puts some air quotes around that, is the fact that your friend gifted me about a month's worth of panhandling, so, good on him. And he holds up a very shiny gold coin that Mallow gave him last session.
Mallow just gives him a fucking just like thumbs up.
Yep.
I have gainful employment enough, but this, he, like, clicks the coin real quick. This is worth it, just to have to sit here and talk to anybody for the rest of the day.
yes, I haven't been working with them long, but they appear to be kind men.
Anybody who throws out gold around like that, that's kind people. I don't care how much money you make working contract. And, by the way, if you are working contract, there is some cool stuff in the area that I could, put you onto if you're looking for, well, some specific things. You said you like magic, right?
Thorin Pong hearing this kind of like, you know how like the gamer stance where they like lean in.
Lock it. The fucking shrimp back lock in. Yes, I do.
Yeah, the shrimp back lock in. That's what Thorin's doing right now.
Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah. All right. So, I work as a harbor master. I've got a little pylon out there. I keep track of ships going in and out. I work at the warehouse, all that kind of stuff. But I live out by the old lighthouse from way back in the day when there were still dwarves living here, way, way back. Nobody else goes out there. It's a shitty place for fishing. There's too many high breakers and waves, too many sharp rocks. But I'll tell you what there is. There's a bunch of old crap in the dirt and in the dust in some of these damaged buildings. Look like they've been completely worn away by storms and weather. But I tell you what, there's some cool plants living in some of them. And even better than that, what's her name? The creepy old archivist bitch. Maud, Claude, something like that. She comes out there sometimes looking for stuff that those dwarves left behind.
Is that right?
Yeah, I heard that she's really, really paying good for some of that stuff. Or maybe she just wants it. I don't know exactly how the contract works for you guys. I know that you're not allowed to keep much.
Yes, well, that is true. Well, thank you for this information. I will surely investigate this further.
I mean, keep it in mind. I'm out there when there aren't ships coming in, so you'll be able to see me. I have a little tent set up. So he looks a little bit embarrassed at tent setup. As if it's probably not a very impressive campsite.
Do I notice this like embarrassment?
Yeah, it's obvious. Also, just being near him, he smells like a dude who lives on the coast in a tent for several months.
There's no shame in that, brother. Well, sorry for calling you brother again as force of habits.
You can call me Arik, or you can call me Harbor Master, I really don't care. But just, being reminded of the clanless thing every time, that is annoying. I don't know how it is for you, clanless can mean different things to different people. Some people get thrown out for murder. some people don't, some people for magic, and, dwarves can be cruel, but dwarves can also throw people out for very good reasons.
Yes, well, good reason is subjective at the end of the day.
Yeah. He looks down at his plate and he says, I got thrown out for some pretty good reasons. So, yeah, I'd rather just not be reminded of it every time. Arik works fine, and he holds out a hand to Thorin.
Apologies. Name's Thorin. Nice to meet you, Arik.
A pleasure to meet you, Thorin. I hope to see you around sometime.
Yes, you too. I assure you I will be at this lighthouse to check things out.
Of course. All right, and is that it for you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anybody else got anything before we move on to our next quest?
Nopers.
Not too
Nopers?
much.
Alrighty, we love Nopers. For a quick one, we all know where we're going, right?
Yeah, we're Archivist Cloverland.
Yes, Archivist
Yes,
Cloverland.
the metal
Leaking
leak, right?
metal, it seems.
Yes, the leaking metal. Would we like to take our first 5-minute break?
Sure. Good work.
As we return from our break, we head inward from the coastline, now back into the city proper, under the shadow of the mountain of Utgard, and we head towards the lovely Temple of Images. Now, as per your map up here, the Temple of Images is on the other side of the large sinkhole that heads down into the Underdark, or at some level heads down to the Underdark. No, it is not a straight shaft down. It is just a hole that eventually gets there. It is essentially directly on the opposite side of that chasm from the royal apartments. So it is one of the largest buildings in town, other than the Workhorse Inn itself. It is relatively similar to this. It is a large open building designed with a copper roof that very much reflects the sunlight. In addition, it has a separate tower that is quite high risen, and it has a large arcane bonfire going with reflectors around it to provide light even during the downtime and during darkness. So when there is no light in the city, the temple and the royal apartments are the two buildings that give off the most light at present. So the temple is best described, again, as like an open concept. So it's a long colonnade of archways and columns. It has a small housing unit at the rear of it, and apparently it also has a basement. As you guys walk into this place, you would describe it as unfinished. The interior is immaculate. It's beautiful. It's got a lot of marble and columns and large planed bricks of stone, but there's no actual images. There's only 2 real temple slots filled up in the Hall of Images. One of them is a large, essentially, statue of Torm, and then on the other side is another large statue of Lathander. Each of them are located between a set of pillars inside, and a normal Temple of Images would have a lot of different gods. Think about the one from Baldur's Gate. When you first get there, there's like 6 different god slots, essentially. This is set up to be like that, but there's only 2 of what looks like maybe 8 to 16 separate areas where there could be a standing statue. There just isn't one. Either it hasn't been built, or there's been no dedication of it. There only appears to be 2, again, Torm and Lathander. The priest is inside. He's working at one of the main altars. He appears to be doing some consecration. Father Adolphus Rhett, as you have been described by essentially the placard outside of the building that tells you whose parish it is or whose church it is. And then you also see a younger, you would almost say dashing if he didn't look so upset. At the moment, there's a younger man actively dusting off sections of the roof that look to be very much out of the smaller dwarfs' ability to interact with them. So he's like climbing up on his back above one of the statues with a cloth. You don't see any sign of anyone else inside of the temple at the moment, other than the father and this other, what looks like maybe a priest in training. At least he's in robes, but he clearly is very different from the actual priest, who's clearly dressed up as a priest of Lathander with the purple, gold, and white robes.
I have an idea. I will wait.
You have an idea? I mean, it doesn't seem like any of us have an idea.
Hey, the DM's not saying anything. That means go.
Mallow is going to go up to Brother Matthew and say, "Greetings. We heard that there was a problem that for us to help with here."
He turns around. "Oh, problem. Well, my son." And he looks at you and says, "Ah, not son, my fellow. What a pleasure to see you here. I hadn't expected someone of your caliber to arrive so quickly. You are, of course, welcome to pray at your leisure, but I would also ask if you are here to join the priesthood. We are in limited acceptance stages, but I'd be very, very happy to take you on if you're willing to work for free. He looks very hopeful that you'll take his offer.
You and everybody else.
I do wish to. I am more than willing to help for free. I cannot, however, say the same for my associates.
Oh, well, that's perfectly fine. Not a problem whatsoever. And he holds up a hand and he says, Father Adolphus Rhett of the Church of the Long Light. And, of course, my church here. And he gestures grandly to the only 2 statues in this empty hall of images. You came here seeking a problem. I assume that your friends are on a contract. And he looks up and he says, Matthew, come down and greet our friends here. These are holy men and their retinue. I would certainly not want you to miss it. Do an insight for me, would you, Mallow?
All right.
You see this young, debonair-esque man just slowly crack his head several times into the roof in soft frustration at being stopped from his task before he slowly climbs down, bows slightly to you, and says, Matthew Rhett. Pleasure.
My lord, Bron de Leon.
Your lordship. And he sounds like he's about to say a snide thing, or a snide comment, but Adolphus cuts him off and says, Well, acknowledgements aside, what can I help you with, my fellow priest? You, of course, came for contractual work. I did not put in a request, though I will certainly come to you specifically if I ever need something done. But would it possibly be the archivist that you're looking for?
I believe it would be, yes.
Oh, well, she is down below in the basement. I can show you the way if you'd like.
Yes,
that would be great. Malo, you're a priest.
Yes, I am a official, as his hand, I am a priest of Helm.
Never would have guessed.
Oh, and of course, if you are interested, and you see his eyes light up, very much like the car salesman, if you are at all interested, we do have sponsorships running for the remaining slots in the temple. There is a wonderfully qualified young group of masons who helped me to make my beloved statue of Lathander, and of course, you could sponsor one of Helm as well.
I would be open to this.
It is an open fund. All you need do is drop in donations and they shall be tallied for you. I believe overall from the community, a mere donation of 150 gold pieces would suffice for one of the next statues. And from thence on, anyone who donates the largest amount will be able to choose the god to whom the dedication will be provided. I am doing my best, of course, to raise more funds for other gods of the Pharaonic pantheon to be included, but as this church only came gratis with Torm, and I much more prefer to have my place of holy light be blessed by the Lord of Light Lathander, then I, of course, had to pony up the rest of the cash myself.
That is very understandable. I'd have Mallow take about 5 gold pieces out of his stash and go give it for the donation.
The Lord of Light bless you on your pilgrimage, Paladin. God bless you. And you may take a D4 inspiration.
D4 inspiration?
Yes.
Okay.
So, by the way, apologies as well. Salem, D4 inspiration to you as well.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So do we know how inspiration works? It's the cheese. Do we know how inspiration works?
Not entirely. I don't really get why they got it this time.
For those of us new to Dungeons & Dragons in general, inspiration is usually something that your DM will give you for good roleplay or for fulfilling a character-related plot point.
Okay.
So that's why they got it this time. So it's important because the way that inspiration normally works is it would give you a reroll. That's not how it works in this system. In this system, you have a set number of inspiration die based on how large the die is. So there's a D4, a D6, a D8, a D10, a D12, and a D20. And how the inspiration works is you can only have one of each type at a single time. They do not degrade, meaning they don't go away. You can store it forever. But once you have rolled a dice, you can choose to add an inspiration die. You cannot stack multiple inspiration die. So once you roll the inspiration, that's it. That's the end of the rolls. But you could theoretically do something like, instead of failing a check by rolling low on a d20, you could be like, I want to roll my d20 inspiration, and then you will just add that d20 to your current roll. And that's how, in this case, inspiration can get you very, very high rewards. The big thing is that a d20 inspiration is like fulfilling a major campaign-long character arc, whereas in this case, meeting up with somebody and offering an approved donation to sponsor their god is a D4 inspiration. That's an RP reward. Do we have it? Do you understand?
I get it. Cool.
All right, and they don't stack. So if they do something else RP wise, they're not going to get another D4.
Okay, but they could get like a D6 or a D8 or something.
Again, that wouldn't be an RP thing. That would be more of a quest thing. Again, it's all about fulfilling things that are important to your character through roleplay. I mean, if it was like a really good roleplay thing, they might get a D8, might get a D10. It's not specific. It's based upon how important it is to your character, and the only one who knows how important it is to their character is between me and the player. So don't complain about inspiration. It's going to go around, come around. It is an encouragement to roleplay well and towards your character's strengths. All right, back in character. My apologies. I just had to explain that so that when people ask how my inspo system works, that's how it works. All right, so Father Adolphus Rhett brings the rest of you over to this downstairs room and points down the stairs and is basically speaking directly to Mal and says, now, if you wouldn't mind, I do have to get back to my inscribing of the holy runes, but if you need me for anything, my rooms are to the rear of the temple, and of course I will be here until the day's end as well, and my adopted son, Matthew, will be here long after that. She's down below.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you, brother.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your donation. By the way, keep track of the donations as you put money in. Alrighty, so we all head down the stairs. Anybody else got something to say or do while they're in the upper level of the church?
Malo, I didn't realize you were a man of God.
I am not the best preacher, I must admit.
You do
But-
seem...
But Helm does not need me to preach.
You do seem more a warrior than a preacher, I have to say. That with your armor and everything.
Well-
I much assumed that you would be telling everybody the word of God.
Sometimes God needs us to be his hands. And to be his instrument is of great service to him. And Helm, thankfully, does not need me to be very good with words, though I can be if needed.
Understandable.
All right. We head on down. So, the interior, or the lower level of the Temple of Images, is completely different from the upper level. In specific, there are a whole bunch of different things down here, from alchemical supplies, magical supplies, a whole plethora of books. It's almost a mini library, which for some of you makes a lot of sense. Like Temple, of course, it would have a library attached to it. For some of you, it's like, that's very, very strange because of, the place that you are from. But culturally or not, it is kind of a mess down here, and more so than that, it's dusty as fuck. It looks like a lot of the things down here have not been touched since they were brought here, and a lot of them haven't even been unpackaged. You can see large shipping crates that still have dozens and dozens of books in them. You can see piles of cloth that have been laid over artifacts or pieces of stone and masonry, and you can also see a relatively well-muscled, freckly, middle-aged dwarven woman who looks up at you with a large pair of spectacles that she was using to closely inspect a large clay tablet, and looks up and waves a hand over and says in a very, very quiet, mousy voice, "Now, if you don't mind, please, come on down and, well, I know what you're here for, so come right on over and we can get this finished with quickly, and it will not distract me from my work." You can already tell that she's not being distracted from her work, because she's actively continuing to look at the thing that she's paying attention to rather than you.
Very well.
Alright. I would like a party order for trying to get through this chaotic mess of a downstairs.
Nice to meet you too.
She completely ignores you. Completely absorbed in her work.
I think I should go first.
Okay. Mallow, you're going first?
Sure.
Oh,
All right.
if you want to?
Who's going second?
I'll go second.
Okay. I would like Mallow to give me a dexterity saving throw, or a dexterity check, or an acrobatics, your choice. And then I would like Salem to give me a perception check, please.
Oh, okay. Also, we're inside, right?
Yes, you're inside of the mountain, which would put you guys all in artificial light, not sunlight, and then you are
Perfect.
also underneath the temple.
Perfect.
But question: could I use athletics to help with the acrobatics check?
No, because this is hopping through the minefield that is this woman's archaeological and magical workspace.
All right. I rolled an 18.
9.
Okay, perception is good. 9 is not.
I am a bull in a china shop.
Yeah, you very much are. So, as you're, like, trying to walk over and avoid things, you hear a loud snap and then a crackle as you put your foot down. And you look down and you can see that there's a broken vial underneath your foot. You see her eyes snap up for a second and she declines to comment. I need you to make another dexterity saving throw. As for the perception check, Salem, as you're walking along behind him, you're able to keep the track, and with you able to direct ways that he isn't being a bull in a china shop, you can effectively guide the rest of them. But what you see is a little bit more odd. Around the ceiling, in 2 places behind where she's working, there are these heavy drips of liquid. They almost look like silvery tar. It's thick and bulky. In addition to that, just looking around the interior, now you can see a better image of what I'm talking about when I say it's a mix of alchemical, magical, and historical knickknacks and things of that nature. You can see things put up on platforms that are clearly of old dwarven make. There's a hammer, a big belt, a little metallic thing that looks like some sort of coin box. But the main thing that you would notice is this leaking metal that appears to be coming from the wall, and you can see a couple of buckets are set out behind her, clearly to catch drips of this material as it falls down.
Hmm.
You got another dexterity? 15?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Excuse me. What is leaking from the wall here?
Well, I don't exactly know, but I would say it's some sort of runoff. I assumed from the upper levels, but I think it's more likely coming from the outside. What I would like from you people is to find where it is coming from, and it is not going to distract my work anymore once you deal with it. And she finally looks up and looks to Mallow and says, "Good for you that one was empty. But in the meantime, do you think you can manage that? I don't really care if you work in here. You're just going to have to be behind me, okay? This is a very delicate tablet. And she, like, kind of zones out for a second, and then she focuses back in and shakes her head. This is going to make a lovely article about the Ungadi in the next piece of the public publication." And she goes back to her work quickly.
What?
What name did you say? The Ungari?
The Utgati. It's my name for the people, the dwarven folk who lived here before us. I don't know if you've been reading my public column, but I do have a section each morning on what I've uncovered about the Utgadi civilization. As they continue to dig and break open more and more houses, I've been collecting artifacts from their civilization. I've been trying to get a better picture of what happened to them. It's still in the very early stages.
I have not caught. I'm afraid I do not keep up with any papers, or most papers. What do we know?
You could do a history check if you. Oh, are you asking her in character? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just asking her.
You see her eyes light up, and Judas, you feel yourself getting snapped at with these very light brown eyes, and she smiles at you and says, "Well, I'm very glad that you asked, even though I do have something to do right now. I can take a few minutes to bring you up to speed, because, after all, I believe you are a native here, though I don't think we've had the pleasure of meeting." She holds out a hand. "It's Maud, Archivist Maud Cloverland."
He takes it graciously and goes, Judas Deep Current.
Judas. I believe I've heard the name mentioned around a couple times. My apologies. I think quickly, then I speak.
Oh, no need to apologize for yourself.
So, you had asked about the Utgadi dwarves?
Yes. I've ever since you've this new settlement of dwarves showed up, I've been quite curious about the previous settlement of you all that I've never knew of.
Well, of course, it's not all that surprising. The Utgadi, as far as we can tell, had their last living remnant either killed off or left around about 2 centuries ago. That's at least as far as we can tell from the craftsmanship and from some of the remains that we found. And by the way, don't go looking for remains. Those are some of the first things that come to me and get cleaned up and taken care of. We are technically adapting several of those missing peoples into the clan history, so to speak. It's kind of a cultural recognition. So they went missing, or rather, in my opinion, more likely they were all killed or were somewhat driven from the mountain roughly 200 years ago. Most of the artifacts that we have found indicate that they are people that did not make a lot of metallic objects. You notice amongst those, and she gestures to the items that she salvaged, only 2 of them actually use steel, and one of them is not using any steel whatsoever as an actual weapon head. The hammer is stone, for example, bound by steel and brass. The belt is brass. The coin junket, the coin bank, that looks to be a mixture of steel and tin, though we are not exactly sure, and I'm not willing to chemically test it until we have another example that is less pristine. That, you would not believe, was actually standing free on the side of one of the cliffs that one of the people found, and they brought it back here. Again, these are very few of the relics we found.
That's a lot of information.
She's speaking incredibly quickly.
And from what I caught from all that, I'm just mildly stunned by the hammer. Having the head made of stone would be at least mildly unwieldy.
Yes, it absolutely would be. But I would tell you, it's one of the things that actually helps us date this civilization. The stone-only hammers were actually popular with some groups of dwarves, not necessarily as a ceremonial symbol, but actually more so as a test of skill. It was a strength thing, so to speak. I mean, I couldn't pick that up, but several strong warriors, they would test their strength by using a weapon that could only be used a few times, but it required a great deal of power in order to actually use. Also, for young dwarves, using the smallest amount of steel was technically an advantage to them. So the stone-headed hammers were popular amongst dwarven holds that didn't have a lot of steel, didn't have a lot of skilled craftsmen. And the biggest indicator that we have that the Utgardi dwarves were not very developed was that there is almost no written language left behind. Almost none at all. Even early forms of Proto-Dwarven, or just Dwarven in general, are almost entirely absent, even from the items here. And she gestures towards the tablet she's working on. Even this is technically not language. This is some sort of record-keeping device that is done through, well, slashes and dashes. We assume that it's very simple, because they may have had a traditional oral system. They may have not had a complicated writing system, something that couldn't be written down in long sentences. We're not necessarily sure. Again, these are extremely isolated peoples. Nobody had contact with them for possibly over 1,000 years, and their society just poof up in the wind 2 centuries ago.
How interesting.
How far back? I'm sorry. How far back do you know? Sorry, give me a second. Out of character. How far back does this civilization go? Do we know when it started?
Unfortunately, we just have no idea. There haven't been enough uncoveries done. There's going to need to be a great deal more relics. As I mentioned, they do seem to have been driven out. We theorize, of course, that it would have been related to the Underdark, as these things often are dangerous down there. It would make sense that they were either driven into the darkness by an outside force, or that they were driven out of the mountain and thence were scattered or killed. We do think, and it is very likely, that there are relics still within the old city, what we refer to as the Grey Zone, and that there are likely more dwarven relics the further down you go. Possibly things carried off by other individuals who interacted with the ancient Utgardi dwarves long before, long before their actual decimation, but also possibly things that they left down there. Because, of course, what is a good dwarf who does not plumb the depths of the mountain that they take as home? So if they've been around for 10, 15 generations, we just don't know until we go down there when we find some of those artifacts. As I believe your working contract, well, of course, your working contract, one of your primary objectives is actually to bring me those relics so that I can help tell the story of these peoples.
All right. We'll make sure to get you some relics then when we're down there. I assume that we were, but...
Yes, of course. And anything that... Sorry.
That was it.
Okay. Anything that you can find, but in the meantime, just dealing with whatever that is would be my preference, if you don't mind.
I was going to mention the liquid metal.
It's some form of steel. I can't exactly pinpoint what it is.
You think melted steel?
It's not melted steel. This is a wooden and stone building. It would be on fire. But liquid steel, absolutely. And you can look in the buckets if you want. A couple of them are actually quite filled.
Salem does kind of kneel down next to one of the buckets.
Okay. Keep that... Don't worry about it. All right. So, this literally looks like Quicksilver. If it wasn't for the fact that the bucket weighs like 30 pounds from being half full, you would assume that this is mercury. It is not. Definitely way, way heavier than mercury is. It feels like steel. What are you going to do to test it? Or would you like to try and do some sort of science or alchemy or arcana check?
I'm gonna eat it. Joking.
POV, I get to use
I don't have anything specific that would help with this.
I get to use the disease chart way before I was planning to.
Yeah, we're not gonna eat it. We're not tasting it. We're not doing any of that. History? Can we do history or something, or is anything like that?
History, as in, have you ever run into liquid metal before? Do you think?
I guess not.
That...
Sorry.
Well, no, don't apologize. You're thinking it out here. What I would recommend is either investigation for some generic qualities of the material, or arcana to try and figure out if this is, animal, vegetable, mineral.
We'll
or you could also do nature.
Is nature, but no. Okay, they're all about the same. We're gonna go with investigation.
Yep. If anybody else wants to check out the walls, try and figure out if they can maybe figure out where it's coming from.
I'm gonna take a nature angle on it.
Yeah. It is high up on the wall, so whatever checks you guys need to do to get up there and try poking around, that's up to you.
Just where do you get on?
Can I detect magic?
Anyway.
Oh yeah, please detect magic.
Well,
okay, I'm detecting the magic.
Okay. So not only is she magic, she has some magical aura about her of some kind. A lot of the items down here have some magic in them. Obviously, there's potions. There's a couple of spell scrolls. A couple of books have some form of arcane locking mechanism. In terms of that investigation 6, it looks like steel. It's heavy like steel, but it sloshes like it's made out of water. What you would notice visually is it doesn't entirely conform to physics. It's dripping like molasses, but also it's not dripping straight down. A lot of the drips are going sideways or attracting to each other. So it's almost like a ferro fluid, where it is following some sort of path down towards the bottom, as if trying to get to the highest concentration of itself in the buckets.
But
What school of magic is she?
Carefully tipping the bucket a little bit, seeing how it reacts.
It would be abjuration on her person. Yeah, so you push the bucket to one side, and you watch as the water level goes like it normally would, like it builds up on one side, and then it pushes itself back down until it reaches opposite equilibrium, defying gravity slightly.
Okay. Interesting.
Alright, was somebody else trying to check out the ceiling?
Yeah, I was wanting to see... So we're in a basement.
Correct.
Of a temple.
Yes.
Is the sky above the temple open-ish?
Actually, you are directly below the hole in the ceiling, so yeah. Or directly above the hole in the mountain, so if there wasn't a roof, yeah, it would be open.
So could I use insight to kind of deduce if it might be trying to come from the hole itself?
Well, the hole is about about like 400 or 500 feet above the earth. So if it was falling from that height, it would probably be like liquid metal rain. This is a lot more concentrated. You could figure that out. This looks like water from a burst pipe, to be more descriptive.
Madam Cloverland, would you know of any buildings that have a basement nearby this one, or similar stuff?
You see, there's nothing else even close to the temple. That's one of my main concerns. So that's why I think it's something from outside, but like close to the building. I can't go to the back for obvious reasons. There's the angled floor and then the hole into the Underdark. But whatever this thing is, look at it. It's either coming from inside of the walls or something is leaking through a gutter drain or a pipe somewhere. I don't know exactly how to get to that, and I'm not about to go risking my neck and endangering myself falling into the giant angled hole if I can help it. I mean, you feel free to do so.
Would you be okay if we moved some stuff away from the wall?
Wait,
Please,
was the metal on the wall? Was it? Did you tell me if it was magical or not?
If the what on the wall?
Like the metal stuff we're talking about.
Yeah, it's magic.
What school?
None.
What do you mean none?
It has no discernible school of magic. It just radiates a general magical aura.
I'm going to have Mallow start moving things in a given direction or just moving some of the stuff that's on the floor towards a given area, so to try to get it away from at least one of the leaking walls. So that way, he could possibly pry it open to see what might be inside.
Yeah, she watches over you, but you notice that she essentially just moves her easel around and continues looking at her work. She's clearly just making sure that you don't break anything else. All right, so you boost yourself up. You take a look at the wall. Do you have like a? Yeah, you can find a chair or something to stand on because it is like an 8-foot tall ceiling. As you get close, you feel just a slight vibration in the wall, but it goes away after you touch it. It's like the sound of your phone vibrating from across the room.
Could I try to? Is the wall?
Are there boards on the wall? Yeah, it's wood over stone.
Okay. I'm going to effectively grab one of the boards and just kind of pry it open to try and get an idea of what might be.
Yeah.
Out away.
So you give me a strength check.
Okay.
Oh, also, hey DM.
Yes.
I sent a message.
Okay.
9.
I will take a look at that. With a 9, you're struggling for a second to actually pull it off, but as you kind of put more and more pressure on it, it angles a little bit, and you can actually see that the board itself is damaged. Like something in this metal is eating at it like a termite would eat at wood. It isn't like extreme, like it's not busting through, but you can tell that there's a leak somewhere that is constantly hitting this board. And as you pull it free, finally, you kind of wrench it off, a bunch of the silvery liquid drops onto your fingers and onto the ground around your feet, and you feel the very uncomfortable feeling of metal beginning to slide down your arms to try and get to the ground. Inside of the hole that you've made, you can see a large welded lead pipe that the nut joint of one of them has essentially come undone, and there's just a constant drip of silvery fluid coming from it. It looks like some sort of drain pipe.
Well, I guess that explains it.
Madam Cloverland, would you happen to have a wrench by chance?
I suppose I might have one. Take a look around. I'm pretty sure that there's a hammer somewhere if you need that instead. It is a lead pipe.
Yeah.
Right.
My thought is if we can at least close that one, because I don't think that we're going to be... I already feeling that I don't think that is going to be any good for anybody's skin. I'm thinking if we at least close that, we will buy ourselves a little bit of time to try to figure out where that pipe is coming from.
Of course, go ahead.
And clearly losing interest already at this just being a plumbing job, she goes back to focusing on her work. All right, so what would the roll be to have you correctly use a wrench? Roll for plumbing. I would like you to roll... What would not insult a year-long plumber? I would like you to roll either your choice of raw intelligence, or let's go with athletics.
Okay, I'll go with athletics.
Yeah, athletics. Okay, pure chutzpah.
11 or 23.
You don't have advantage. So,
Dang.
You lever this thing. Your hands are not designed for handyman work. You were a fucking guard. You're used to things other than this. While you may have worked on simple sewage systems at some point in your odd job era, you definitely didn't work with legitimate dwarven piping, and certainly not the more modern stuff. You put way too much effort into the last twist, and you hear a and there's a crack sound as you break the nut holding these two pipes together, and there's a whitish burst as the lead around it puffs out and breaks, and the entire pipe separates. And I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, Jesus. By the gods.
15.
15? Okay, yeah, so you don't get covered in excrement, but you do get a couple of droplets of ferrofluid. You jump back and down as you watch about 5 gallons of liquid steel dump out of this drain in a fraction of a second. It pours onto the ground, it upturns several of the buckets. You watch as Maud kind of jumps and pulls up her skirt and also grabs a few of the things around her and starts pushing them backward. You can hear her cursing under her breath. But as it gets just a little bit away from the wall, you watch as all of the metal that should be flowing across the ground stops. and then slowly starts to reverse its flow, flowing backwards almost as if it's a reversed video, and it begins to pile itself on the ground and slowly build upward.
Oh.
Yep. Anyone doing anything, or are we just letting this happen?
I have another idea.
Ooh.
Would you happen to, madam? Would you happen to have a candle by chance?
There's a plenty. Just go deal with this, please. Like, out of my space, if you don't mind. Like, hey. And she's pointing to these things, which are quickly forming into semi-humanoid shapes.
I think we may be having a situation on our hands. I would love to be able to move this outside, but we may not have a choice. As he kind of starts getting, at the very least, ready for something possibly going down. Like, kind of slowly.
Alrighty.
Moving to his finger.
So, as you all watch, a pair of alien-looking silvery creatures rise from the floor. They very much look like they're trying to mirror the shape of a humanoid, but they're not quite as defined as the Silver Surfer. They are smooth, liquid like ferrofluid, and they are roughly 5.5 feet tall. Both of them look down at you, and you watch as they raise up their arms. One of them, both of its arms elongate, and they have these very aggressive-looking ends on them, kind of like a halberd head. The other one kind of moves behind it, and one of its arms becomes a solid silver shield, and the other arm turns, just as you see it in the image, into a silvery mirrored short sword. They don't move or say anything after that, but you do hear several sounds, quote-unquote, that sound like...
They're communicating.
It sounds like the sound that the thing makes.
It's the alien from Annihilation.
That's it. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I posted it in general.
They are just standing there and not doing anything at the moment, but they certainly do look ready to defend themselves.
I have an idea.
Does anyone recognize the language?
You have had a lot of ideas, Mello.
I can't know. Unfortunately, I don't speak microwave.
We can trust this one.
Well, they have yet to try to stab me, and I am probably the closest one to it. So,
Okay, what is your plan?
Mallow would offer out a hand, making it clear that moving very slowly, basically just making it clear that he really isn't trying to threaten the two metal things because he has no idea what they are.
All right. The first of the living steel constructs, the one in front that has two halberds for arms, looks at you as you approach, and you see a perfect image of yourself, Mallow, mirrored in its giant bug-like eyes. Maud is actively, looking at it, but sketching at the same time and taking notes. You can tell that this is probably not her first time around dangerous creatures, and she's actively taking notes.
Yeah.
First contact style.
Thinking Salem is kind of
Hey, Professor, is this
new?
This isn't normal, is it?
She shakes her head silently. Sorry, Pliskin, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he was right near, kind of looking over to see what she's drawing.
It's this. She's sketching the creature and taking notes on its behavior.
Is this your first time in, dangerous journalistic, endeavors?
Not at all. Just one of the first times in this new place. And again, please don't damage anything down here. It would be catastrophic to my work.
I'll do my best. I'm,
Thank you for your consideration for
that would be
well-being.
knocked off my pay if I destroy anything. So I have an incentive.
I suppose. Now, if you don't mind, I kind of need to observe this.
And again, guys, one at a time, please. So back to one at a time. If I could get a persuasion roll from our paladin, from Mallow, please, as you are reaching out the Roswell hand to try and get this creature to calm down.
Acrobatics.
Persuasion. It is a charisma check. That is a 20. All right.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, he just rolled twice. All right. So as you watch the living steel creature, you watch as one of the halberd arms melts actively in front of your face. Again, like this thing is a liquid mercury creature. And instead of becoming a hand, it just kind of forms into an amorphous blob or a pseudopod, and it reaches forward towards your outstretched hand, and it not so much grabs it as engulfs it, all the way up to your wrist. You feel very much as if your entire hand is being walked over by a million ants. It is an uncomfortable feeling, but not entirely unpleasant. And it kind of waits for a few seconds as if unsure of what to do, but then it draws back slightly. You watch as the edge of your chainmail had actually been drawing up rivulets of the metal, but as its arm pulls away, all of those sections of metal also suck back onto it, and you can actually see there's a tiny bit of damage to your chainmail. Not enough to, like, decrease your AC or anything, but just it seemingly consuming or checking out something about the material has both pleased it and somewhat damaged some of the rings on your wrist. It continues to make those
We are the drip-eating aliens before we got to GA6.
but its other weapon arm and the weapon arm of the one behind it disappear into those amorphous blobs before forming into more human-like hands. It takes like a tentative step to its right, your left. Like it's trying to awkwardly get past you in the grocery store.
I would then kind of point at they're basically trying to gesture saying, "Dude, did you want to leave?"
It nods emphatically and you hear a wah.
Very well. I will help you outside.
Alright. Are you leading these two metal monstrosities out of the building?
Yes.
Alrighty. I would like a d6 from you, Mallow. Is everyone else following?
Sure.
I'll stay down here, I guess.
Sure, Ulrich, that one's not much.
Yeah,
into
I'm
the
gonna
metal
follow,
creatures,
but I'm
not
keeping
gonna
my
lie.
distance.
Okay. So the last person out, which would be Ilric probably, I need you to give me an insight check.
All right, doing that.
As for you, my friend, Mr. Mallow, could you give me an insight check?
Yeah.
All right.
14 of
That's
insight.
a 14 from Ulrich.
Yep, keep that in mind. I need Mallow's. Yep, 22.
Ooh,
All right,
22.
so, Mallow, as you get to the first floor, kind of coaxing these creatures along, they don't need much direction, but they are kind of following you a little tentatively, obviously not wanting to damage anything. But you do notice that when they step on an object, like they step on some broken glass, their body just kind of forms around it, this amorphous liquid metal, just kind of either absorbing it or just walking around it and splooshing off as if they were made out of water. But as you get to the top floor, you see as the front one flinches and looks over to its right, at the Father Adolphus Rhett. And you, Ilric, as Mallow, you lead them on. They clearly are nervous about being in the open, but that was obviously a look of fear at Rhett. Like, very much, you watch as the hands kind of reform into weapons real quick, and then go away again. And Ilric, you watch as the Father's face just drains of all visible blood. He just goes white as a sheet when he sees the two metal things walking by. It's not fear of the unknown, it's something else.
Have you seen these things before?
That's not your in-character voice.
No. Oh, my bad. Oh, wait a minute. Cut real quick.
We already are.
God.
I already marked it down. You're okay.
Perfect.
Remember,
what the fuck did I
you
do?
saying what you are here with your chala.
Wow. What the fuck did I say?
I've got to
What?
keep my sharp German pointed accent as sharp and as pointed as I possibly can, because if I don't do that, then it will be very hard for me to not slip into either the French or into the Spanish, into this much more warm, chocolatey, tasty voice.
Oh my god. Alright. Yep.
In order to do
Yep,
German,
yep.
I must be
Alright.
forceful and I must be harsh and sharp.
Alright.
Even when I'm speaking as a woman, I must remain harsh and sharp.
You must always sound a little fucking angry.
That's exactly right.
Have you seen these before?
Are you asking Adolphus?
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh. That just. Oh, god. Okay.
I believe in you, Arcane.
Come on, buddy.
You can do
Alright.
it.
Lock it
Just
in.
give yourself time.
Lock in.
Have you seen these before?
give me an insight as Father Adolphus Ret throws up his hand and says, "No, never anything even remotely like them. Where did you find them? Is that what the archivist was harboring down there? Those look like dangerous creatures. I certainly wouldn't think that they were from here at all. Are they from the Underdark? I mean, the portal's right that way. Or the hole, rather." And he points back towards the rear of the temple. What's your insight?
That's a 17. I'm not inclined to believe that, I don't think.
Yeah, you're not inclined to believe that. He has definitely seen these things before.
Oh. Okay. You're just gonna keep on moving with him towards that side until you have your shot of Adolphus.
Okay. Yep. So Mallow, you continue to lead the two metal constructs outside. Eventually, they do reach the outer doors. Once they see the open sunlight, and more importantly, once they see flowing water, you watch as both of them kind of look at you, make one last and then turn into puddles on the ground and flow downhill like a mass of liquid metal until they both hit the open drains and they disappear underneath the water.
Well, we see new things every day, don't we?
Right. So, what exactly were those?
I will be honest, my scaly friend. I have no idea.
Right. I'm pretty sure the priest in there was keeping them. I saw it in the face.
I see. Well, I guess we should go ask our brother. I guess I should ask my, if you will, cousin in the cloth, why he is keeping metal blobs in the pipes.
Yes.
Alright, so you head back inside?
Mallow would go to Father Adolphus and say,
Father Adolphus is not there when you get inside. He has mysteriously disappeared.
Well,
what you would see is that his son is standing there a little bit red-faced and quite annoyed looking, now like actually physically upset.
Matthew, if it is correct.
Yeah, that's right. What?
Do you know where Adolphus has gone?
Yeah, back into his rooms to check on something. What can I help you with?
He seemed to know what those things were. Would you happen to know anything about this?
Absolutely no idea. He told you he didn't know anything. You don't have to roll insight. He's literally like spitefully saying it. He knows that it's a fucking lie that he's not going to even pretend to carry.
Very well. Well, I'm going to go talk to him. My colleague has found something that does not add up about this story.
yes.
Hey, there's a real easy way to explain what's going on. Do you want it? Do you want it straight?
Yes.
Yeah, don't bother.
Preferably.
Don't bother the old man. He really, in his mind, isn't doing anything wrong. All you're gonna do is get into a shouting match with him. I've been over this like a dozen times. Now, don't fucking tell him I told you this. I don't want to have this argument for like the 30th time. He was using those things for free steel. They produce a fucking barrel full of it every couple of weeks, and that's worth a lot of money. Once you leave it for long enough, it just hardens. And it's not the best quality, but he could sell it, and it was making a good amount of money. So, yeah. Like, I'll be entirely clear. I only knew about it for a couple of weeks, because I started figuring out that he was selling the stuff. I didn't know that they were like that, like people. And he like gestures at like arms and legs. He says, they didn't look like that when he showed them to me.
I see.
So then, why would you post the listing then for the job to get rid of them?
We didn't. She did, because apparently they were leaking through her pipes.
Probably. I see.
Yeah, probably trying to get out. Not my idea. Again, I wasn't happy about it either. He just, felt that he needed the money. He looks very, very upset about it. Like embarrassed and upset.
Do you mind if I try to do something as Mallow to basically just try to... He's trying to be empathetic, even though he is just a metal man in chainmail. He's trying to say, I understand. You did well for what is going on here. I understand that trying to set up another church like this is not something that can just happen. That trying to fund a church like this doesn't just happen overnight. But looking at it, if those things were trying to get out, which it seemed pretty clear that they were, it could have caused worse damage than us letting them out would do for his profits, as could possibly collapse the basement.
Man, again, wasn't my idea. This whole place wasn't my idea. I got fucking dragged here, and whether it matters to him or not, I'm kind of stuck here for the moment, and his bad ideas now reflect negatively on me. I don't really want that to happen. Again, I didn't know this was even possible. I thought they were just growing lumps of metal, like a slime or an ooze or something like that. But fucking hidey-ho, apparently they're actually individual creatures. I had no idea. I don't even know if he knew. Now, I don't want any part of this place. This is his priesthood. This is his fucking dream. I got dragged out to this island. If you want to pin something on him, just give me fair warning and I'll leave.
Very well.
And again, this is like he referred to him as his adoptive son. So he's pretty much straight up saying, I'll rat and fucking leave.
Before that, I'd have Mala say one thing. If you need somewhere to absolutely leave, Luskan is always a good option. But second, this might be the case. I am going to do further investigation before I come up with anything. As it stands, it looks like these things were trying to get out and thus were burning through the pipes and then the wood itself.
You watch as Brother Matthewret looks you straight in the eyes, and he says, no shit, man. The moment that I get enough gold to get off this fucking island, I will go anywhere that will take me.
How much do you think that would be?
It's bare minimum at least 15 gold pieces to cover passage and the ability to live. And you would not believe how many months that's going to take me on my own.
I see.
Not to mention that every single, copper that I get out of this place needs to get put back in it for emergency repairs or fixing some shit.
I see.
Priests don't get paid by the fucking hour, man. And I'm not even technically a priest. He throws up his hands in frustration.
Trust me, I can tell you from experience, we do not get paid. I barely got paid as a guard in Luskan.
Yeah, well, you probably got paid better and treated better than here, so...
Well, to be fair, I was a teenager.
Well, cool, man. That's good for you. Some of us don't have it that well. I'm also, only 17, so...
I don't think you understand. It wasn't necessarily something that I was given a choice in.
He, makes a no-shit Sherlock face, and he says, do you fucking think I would be here if I had a choice?
No, and I don't blame you for frustration.
Yeah, I could be back in Coromir. All I would have had to do is jump off the damn boat. But I'm not going to do that. Not risking my life in the sake of getting back to that shithole. But somewhere on the East Coast would have been nice. Or the West Coast or somewhere. Rather than this backward, empty hole.
I see.
So man, just go do your thing. Worry about me later, and don't tell the old man I said anything, obviously, or I'll just walk off to the coast and make my last couple gold fishing and fuck off on the next boat.
Fair enough. Wait, how much gold do you need?
15. Like I said, just for shipping and living.
How many do you have now?
None.
I see. Hold on. He'd go into the old man's quarters.
There is a locked door between you and him.
Do you mind if I do something for style points?
You don't have to ask.
Could I cast Divine Smite on the door? I want to break it open.
Seems a little extra.
You may, but don't spend the spell slot.
Very well.
Describe your Divine Smite.
Effectively, he takes out his mace. I don't know. It is electric. Effectively, it starts to. Little sparks start to go through most of the flanges of the mace. And then he basically takes it and just slams it against the door.
Yep. So you raise up your mace, shield in one hand, filled with righteous fury at the possible captivity of sentient creatures. And as you swing down at the hasp of the door, a hand appears out of nowhere and grasps your wrist. And you watch as in a blinding storm of light, a blinding storm that comes out of the inner door that you're in and into the sanctuary. In fact, pushing you back as you cover your eyes, a massive humanoid form walks you back into the temple. You can see massive angelic wings, a pair of sandals, golden hair, well-sculpted male physiology, along with golden armor and accoutrements, and a golden mace. And this great creature announces to you all, raising a hand that shoots out a shaft of light through the outer door. Be not afraid, children of the light. You have been summoned by the Lord Leuxdervo. I come to grant you tidings and give you faith for your future. Behold,
My jaw is dropped. What the hell?
Davian Thule.
Yeah. Hey, DM. I did note I was still downstairs with with Maud. Do I hear the fucking Divine Smite?
Yes, you hear the reversed Divine Smite and the Holy Proclamation as this, yes, indeed, as this Deva appears in the center of the temple.
Yeah, so I'm imagining Salem is probably talking to Maud, maybe talking about payment, like, hey, so we did the job, now maybe on to payment. And then, in the middle of all that, boom!
Yep.
Be not afraid. At that, Salem is like,
I'll be right back.
And he just kind of sprints up to go see what the fuck is happening.
Alrighty. So Mallow, you are face to face with this quite literal equivalent of an angel that has stopped your strike. It's standing there, feet slightly floating off of the ground, as it looks down at you with a wide smile.
I'd like to make a religion check.
Go right ahead.
14.
14? Okay.
Yeah.
So with a 14, what are you trying to religion check?
I'm trying. This seems strange.
Okay.
Especially for the concept of being okay with keeping these things which can clearly reason and can clearly communicate in some form.
Well, you have no idea what it's related to. It just happened to appear when you cast your smite.
He was thinking, this seems strange this seems out of place. He does not know this much about the Lightbearer, but he has a hunch that this is not something that he would be in any way okay with.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you say anything, or you just stare in confusion?
He says, Lightbearer, I am a servant of hell. From what I have seen, there are things that are going wrong here.
Behold, children, I am Davian Thule, voice of the sun, caller of Leuxdervo, Deva beyond the weave. Friends, children of light, chosen are you by the divines. Be not afraid, your destiny awaits you below. I shall await you below where no yellow sun has yet risen. Dig deep, dear heroes. Your courage will carry you, but Leuxdervo's light blesses and keeps you. In this realm here above I tarry but a short while, but for now I offer you his kindness before guidance is given out. And you watch as he puts a hand about waist high to himself, and a tiny little table with a feast appears upon it. A physical feast. You can see a cake. You can see various little meat pies. You can see a lit chandelier. You can see a whole turkey that has been prepared and cut up right as you see it in the image, and 2 bottles of wine. He says, Eat, My children, consume the blessing of light and be given his gift before I send you on your journey, enlightened by his kind words.
I'm assuming Salem is. Hey,
Everyone is up here, yes.
Yeah. He kind of walks over, looks at this Deva, and is just like, "What? What is this? Is this free food? I don't buy it. What's the catch here?"
There is none. I, Davian Thule, cannot lie. I come to you bearing a great gift, but also a great burden for the Lord of Light. The Lord has given me a great commandment, and I, feeling your righteous purpose, and he looks at Mallow, feeling your righteous purpose, have chosen you as the ones who will help me in that high and noble destiny.
And we have to find out more by...
Consume! And he gestures with his hands towards the table. You don't have to eat all of it right now. This is actually a quest reward, just to be clear. Apologies.
Oh, this is actual, like, okay.
Yes, this is real food. This is not an illusion. He's real. He's physical. He can touch people. He's real. He did touch Mallow. He's not a fake diva. He's real.
Okay.
He's very real. He's 10 foot tall of real.
I see.
Ulrich is still not a fan.
Yeah. Fucking, like, Salem, you can see is kind of, like, a little recoiled. Like, he ain't taken to this too well.
Entirely fair. You do not need to eat, but I do need to know who is eating. It doesn't have to be a lot of food, just like a bite.
I'll eat a whole meal's worth if I'll have it.
All right,
It's
sure.
open.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. All right, so is anyone other than Judas taking a bite?
I'll have Mallow take a bite just as a sign of respect. He would then say, "What would the Lightbearer have us do?"
Ah, indeed, the bread is broken, the quest must now commence. The Lightbearer has sent me into the deepest darkness below us, and has tasked me with keeping a servant of the eternal enemy, Orcus, foul god of undeath, who seeks to rise from the long dead of an ancient tomb deep below. I shall thwart him, and I have, until now. I need your aid to finally banish him from this realm. To fight him, I shall await you below. I shall keep him in his tomb, encaged, if you will, but upon your finding me deep below, I will, with your aid, dismiss him from this realm, as should be.
I see.
In addition, by the way, everyone who ate, so that is Mallow and Judas, you take a D6 inspiration.
Oh shit, cool.
Oh, shit.
Now, my time within this mortal weave is limited, and my quarry must not get far, lest I lose him in the darkness. I will tell you when you are close to me, and I will guide you when you have reached the depths at which this creature hides. For now, I must bid thee farewell, lest thou hast a final word.
I wish to ask. I do wish to ask one final thing. The priest that was in that room, is he still there?
The Deva looks backward as if he's looking through the wall itself, and he shakes his head. Lathanda's son still remains.
I see.
Very well. I seek thee later, heroes. Thou shalt be blessed, Lathanda's light upon you when all other lights would fail. And then with a clap of its wings together, it disappears in a bright shaft of light that seems to come from nowhere. And the Deva, Davian Thule, disappears. Alrighty, so this gives you a full meal for a day and an extra major food item. So whoever's taking notes, put that down, please. In addition, this will put you onto the quest Empty Tomb, which is in the Abyss. So, quest taker, Empty Tomb, in the Abyss, Davian Thule. Also, if anybody gets the reference with his name, you are based.
I think I do.
got it.
Good, I'm glad.
Maybe.
Also, I do wish to, if we still have the time, talk to Adolphus, because I guess we have our divine mission. This is not what I was thinking, but I will take it.
Wait, you trust this thing?
It is an
rather
angel.
hard not to trust a being of light. That's kind of hard not to trust them, you know.
It isn't him, but I understand. But he works in mysterious ways.
Well put.
By the gods, alright.
Hold on. I'm sorry. What? Why are we doing this? Why us?
It's a mission from God! Can you believe it?
No!
Exactly! You know, Ilric, thank you. Thank you for saying something that's... that makes sense.
Salem, I wish to be very frank right now. During this time, we have run into, and feel free to correct me where I am wrong, at least 3 grease demons, something that's called a greater gull, a giant purple man, snakes that are made of vines, the devil's unholy abomination between a bat and a mosquito, and metal things that communicate through vibrations and have damaged my chamber.
There's one thing on that list that you did mention that may be important to keep in mind. The Greater Gull. It was a disguised monster.
It was a disguised monster. But I will also admit that the bar for normalcy, at least here, appears to be a lot lower than any other place I have been on this planet. But I will admit, I have not been many places. Being a city guard, you are not really going to be going to other places.
Right.
Plus, it's hard to deny that it isn't good work to put the god of necromancy out of work, per se.
And also, why us? What? Us?
Well, there are many ways and many tools. We may just be some, but we might just be the right ones for the job. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to talk to Cousin Adolphus. I must see to what is going on.
Hey, did I miss something?
The metal things. They're not here because they wanted to be. And he has been keeping them here to sell steel from their bodies.
Annoy that. I don't really care. But if you do, then fine.
Thank you for understanding.
I
will be patient.
The slightest.
Neither do I, if I'm going to be frank, but these are living, thinking beings that have been kept in what we can effectively understand as cages, to be exploited for money.
So have many of us. I don't think that changes much.
But we could make a change here. And I want to get the entirety of the scoop before making any other actions.
Fine. Let's just find this Adolphus.
Okay.
All right. So as you guys turn around, you can see Adolphus kind of nervously walking out of his rooms, clearly hearing all of that shit go down, and obviously a little bit scared about what the hell just happened. He looks over to Mallow and holds his hands in the air and asks, What just happened? I thought I heard the sound of, something shouting Lathander's name.
A divine hand of Lathander had just given us a quest to meet him in the Underdark. We are to help him to keep chained a servant of the necromancer god.
Well, congratulations to you! What an assignment! I could absolutely help you with this. If you require any clerical provisions, or if you require any strictures of my office, blessings, whatever you would need, I would be more than happy to provide it to Lathander's Chosen.
There is one issue, however, Brother Adolphus.
You watch Matthew Rhett walk out a side door.
There was, from what could be found, of those metal things. And I have on good authority from my colleague here, Yurek, he would point down towards Yurek, that you knew something about them. These things, from what I could find from interacting with them, wanted to leave. Please, brother, priest to priest and follower of a noble god to another, tell me the truth.
Persuasion. Flat persuasion.
16.
16? He says, I can promise with all of the purity and the genuineness in my heart that I had no idea that those creatures were as adamant as they seemed in leaving. You have to understand, I had no idea that they were capable of that level of coordination. Now, don't mistake me, I did not know about the bleeding thing, about them going into the floorboards in the basement. They are very much apparently able to increase and decrease their size and control parts of themselves at will. I was unaware. I deeply regret that it may have caused some sort of danger or threat, but you must understand that I did not know. I was unaware of that fact.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
May I, do I believe him? Do we believe him?
There we go. You can just say, does my character believe him? Also, stop echoing whoever's echoing. Yeah, go ahead. Insight me.
Alright. Hey, does a 22 make it?
So, by the exact things he is saying, aka he didn't know that they were adamant on leaving, and 2, not knowing that they could break up into little pieces, he ain't lying. He probably did not know that. He was probably keeping them in some way that didn't make them have human form, which is why he completely shit bricks when he saw them walking out. That was like you remember how they were in buckets? The majority of their body mass was in buckets when they came down to the basement, and then they kind of flooded out the last little bits. What came down the pipe was probably what he was able to see.
Alright.
At least that's what you would theorize. Sorry.
He is telling the truth, it seems, but, you know, always a chance.
Brother Adolphus, I believe you. However, I must inform you. In their attempt to escape, they did cause some damage, at least to the structure of the temple.
But I've got no problem fixing that. That should be something that can be done immediately. Boy, where? And he lifts his head looking for Matthew, and then he sees that he isn't there. He says, well, I can have it taken care of. That I can absolutely afford to rectify right now. And I deeply apologize for any wasted time that it may have cost you folks outside of your assigned duties.
These things fall within our duties. Though, if I am to give one other bit of advice, you see, I do not think that you are a bad person, but one option that could be helpful, especially to help with financial problems, is if you do have it, clerical service. Or, I should be more precise. Do you know any healing magic?
I am a genuine cleric, and I do offer services. I was promised more support from Clan Cord, and it has simply not been given to my church.
I see.
I was promised a monthly tithe that has not yet come in. I was told there would be more people here of higher provision that could help provide for me in place of that. This has also not come to pass.
I see.
So, my attempting to make up for any perceived concerns is not entirely, well, not at all, in terms of self-interest. I am still a cleric of Lathander. I am still a venerated priest. I am absolutely capable of completing my job, and I do so. But this is a large temple, and as you see, barely even completed.
I see. And I sympathize in a way. It is difficult to do this on your own.
Yes, you understand. I mean, surely whatever temple you came from had problems. In Cormier, my own churches had issues, and that's why I left Morning Mist Hall, and there's plenty of other places in the world, I thought, and they would certainly be more receptive, more God-fearing dwarves, of course, but unfortunately, Lathander's light in this place is underground. And he kind of flops his arms uselessly a little bit.
From what I have seen, especially of the people here, they are very focused on that which is most immediate to their survival. I will, whenever possible, talk to Clan Court to try to see about getting you the tithe that you need for this place. I believe it will be very valuable for Utgard I believe it will be very valuable for Utgard both now and in the future. And I understand the necessities of life. We cannot. Faith, as it is a powerful thing, but it is very hard for people to have faith when they are starving and when they are cold. Or for faith.
I absolutely agree, and if you could speak with Clan Court, it is absolutely my primary goal to improve this practice as much as I possibly can, and the church should be the centerpiece of Utgard.
I believe it would make a very good centerpiece, and especially for the light that comes from it, both spiritually and physically, of course.
Of course. All right. If that's good from you.
Yeah. I
right.
did want to ask the party.
Go ahead.
I've got a bit of my own. I've got some of the gold from what I got from Started Out. Would you mind if I took some of the rest of that one? I want to try to do something for the apprentice, if you will.
Your goal. Do we want to?
I would like this in character. Yes, please.
Basically, he's going to take them all aside and say, "I understand if this is a difficult thing to ask, but Ulrich can vouch for me when I say that that his adopted son was here under not exactly willing circumstances. And he would like to leave.
So?
I would like to help him leave. I understand if you do not want to. I understand if you would like to just keep the gold from everything from this. But I would just ask that I take a portion to just help him to leave, since he wants to. It is clear that he wants to go. He is not happy here. He is.
Well, how much do you need?
I currently have 9 gold pieces. He needs 15.
Whoa, what for?
Mainly to board a ship to leave to somewhere to the east coast, from what I understand.
Caleb is glaring at you right now.
He would shoot a look at Salem, saying, "I understand the concerns for money. I will not lie to you and pretend like I am here just entirely for faith. I have faith, but I am going to be very frank with you. It is quite draining to sleep on straw every night. It is quite draining to sleep in a fucking barn."
Well then. Anyway, if you want to use your gold, fine enough. but I'm not giving you a goddamn cent. I earned this money myself.
That is fair. And I respect your decision.
Look, I'll take my share, but you can all decide what to do with the rest. I'll take a gold at least. You can have the other 4. From the pouch.
I would prefer to save my own keep for my work. But you've already donated quite a bit to quite a few people.
Look, if you run yourself dry of gold, that's your business, not mine. I don't mind working with you, but we are working.
Fair.
You have to provide provisions for yourself too, my friend.
We can't help every lost soul.
Uh-uh.
By the gods. If we were to help every lost soul, we would be out on the street in less than a day.
Very well. I will respect this decision.
Alrighty. And with that lovely piece, if nobody else has anything, we are going to end session for the day. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. I do have one slide credit for our lovely artists. Any last-minute questions? We are going to level up at the end of the session, but that in addition to breaking up and finishing any last-minute prep things or items or gold administration, that can all wait till right after session. But are there any in-character questions or details before we finish off? It is currently, in terms of time in day, it is probably sometime around 3 to 4 in the afternoon. So we have some time, but you guys have technically completed all of your initial quest, plus one extra one. So you guys are going to get your level up. Is there any other questions for me?
Nope.
None at this time.
All right, say goodbye to the people at home.
Goodbye.
Good afternoon.
Bye, people at home.
And remember to be quiet for the end of the session. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been such a pleasure making this for you. And I wish you all a lovely good night.